Hello and merry met, my friends. I'm your host, Samantha, and welcome to the Mooncast. How are you today? I hope you are well. In today's Mooncast, I wanted to talk to you about sacrifices. It's October now, the spooky season, and the time of the last harvest. Nature makes sacrifices every year. The trees lose their leaves in autumn to make way for new growth in the spring. And while wildfire is disastrous for humans, it is cleansing for a forest, clearing away old debris and making way for new trees to grow. Change and sacrifice are part of the natural world, and nothing is permanent. But what is a sacrifice? The word itself is a Latin word. Sacra meaning to make holy or sacred, and facere meaning to make. Ultimately, the word sacrifice means to make holy or sacred. Essentially, a sacrifice is giving up something for something in return, and it does not have to involve animal slaughter. A sacrifice in spell work is a symbolic gesture. It is a declaration that we are willing to give up something so that something new may come into our lives. Our ancient ancestors understood this very well. They lived in the presence of the cycle of life and death constantly. In the autumn, livestock would be slaughtered and preserved to ensure survival through the harsh winter. This is one reason that winter feasts were so important, as they meant there would be enough food to get through the winter, and that soon the sun would be returning and the planting season would start all over again. These cultures were conscious of the spiritual dimension in their daily lives, and these sacrifices were both spiritual and practical. We no longer have to do this, as we just go to the supermarket for our food. But many moons ago, survival depended on these sacrifices. Now, it's no secret that many ill-informed individuals associate things like animal sacrifices with witches. Some even believe we sacrifice children. Perish and banish the thought. And while many centuries ago, our ancestors may have performed sacred rites involving animal sacrifice, it is simply not a practice of most modern witches. Now, there are some pagan practices throughout the world that do engage in the ceremonial sacrifice of a creature, but I do not know enough about that subject, so I will not speak on it today. Instead of engaging in ceremonial slaughter, witches in modern times use something called consumables, or things that are consumed and sacrificed during spell work. When we burn a candle, incense, or offer food that would otherwise sustain us as offerings, we are sacrificing a good or something tangible in return for a desire or blessing. A good example of spell work involving a consumable is writing a word or symbol on a candle and then burning it. As the candle burns away, it is sacrificed so that the intent it was imbued with can become true. Burning incense, for example, is often regarded as a gift to the gods. It is an appealing offering so that the divine might find it pleasing and bestow blessings upon us. We need to be able to let die that which needs to die for new things to come, whether it be a simple candle, a habit, or even a toxic relationship. Currently, we are in what is called the tide of recession, the time of year where we go further into ourselves and begin to examine what needs to be sacrificed in the upcoming winter months. We do this so that we can grow and so that new good things may come into our lives. Change is uncomfortable for many of us, even if we understand the benefits that come from it. We long for stability. We want to know where our next meal is coming from, and that we will have shelter from the storm. And rightfully so. Not long ago, and in many cases right now, those things were and are not guaranteed. But without sacrifices in our lives, those little leaps of faith, we leave no room for growth. Our sacrifices, whatever they might be, should come from a place of love, strength, and positivity. So I suppose that's all I have to say about that today. If you like the Mooncast and want to help support what I do, don't forget to like this video and to subscribe to this channel. I hope you have a wonderful weekend, and until we meet again,